Hello, fellow people! This is part 3 of my Hypothetical RWBY reboot. If you stumbled onto here by accident, please check the first video in the series where I explained what the hell this is and what I'm going to be doing with it. There is a handy playlist in the description. In this part, we'll take a look at Weiss and how she used to be, who she became, and how we can make that transition slightly smoother. Weiss is arguably the one character everyone can agree had an amazing growth, and, dare I say, is the best girl for most fans. Thus, there isn't much for me to change with her, besides streamlining her story threads and establishing them earlier. The family drama plot will already be handled from that front, since we're just going to be yoinking the way Ice Queendom handled episode 1 and how it showed the context around Wild trailer. Namely, the Armageddon's fight being a test from Jack which allowed her to apply to Beacon. It also gave us an early look at Winter and Whitley, which is always a plus. Love these namelings, love early establishment. And it didn't even skimp out on pre-Volume 8 characterization for Whitley? As someone who has been defending him since Volume 4, I couldn't be happier. Sidebar. So, you know how early version of Weiss's design has a mole under her eye before it got changed to a scar? Okay, so, imagine she did used to have a mole there, but then her eye got slashed. Extra points if Whitley has the same mole too, thus adding extra symbolism. Weiss fighting to prove herself and getting a scar in the process, visually removing a tie to her family, the first step on her journey. Also, why Whitley and not Winter? Because I love my Tsun-san, next question. To be honest, both of them can have it, I don't really care. Honestly, it's very interesting how everything about Weiss is tied to her family. Even trying to find her own way is now a Schnee theme, now that Jackass is dead and they have to readjust. Her semblance, her emblem, her looks, all of them are shared with her family, like an overarching theme. There's something there and I can't quite put it into words. I do like it though. That's thread 1. The second one would be the racism thread, that appeared suddenly for conflict at the end of Volume 1, echoed a few times, and then just kinda disappeared as quick as it came. And sure, we can take a look at early Weiss and can easily go, oh yeah, of course she's racist too. But come on, we can do better. Better in this case would be establishing her dislike and mistrust towards foreigners earlier than literally volume finale, and keep her struggling against the notions and stereotypes she grew up in later, slowly growing as a person until the natural conclusion of that plot point with her complete break from the family. Because unlearning all these things that have been ingrained in you from birth doesn't come fast and easy. It would make a lot more sense for her to still have step back sometimes, but recognize when she fucked up, apologize, and do better next time. Imagine, at first she would completely ignore anything foreigners related unless it comes to school, and only because she wants her grades to remain the highest in the year, in part to appease Jackass and show that she's taking the chance she's been given seriously. She doesn't stoop as low as to laugh at Carden's stupid jokes, she sees herself about that behavior, but she doesn't stop him either, not until Black and White and the start of her breakthrough process. After that she'll start paying more attention to her foreigners classmates, not just Blake, and learning more about the history and struggles to not repeat the mistakes of her father once she takes over SDC. Also in the process she can make a connection with Velvet, which would eventually lead to them being trusted by Coffee to take over dance preparations, and give more impact on the whole first summon of Armagigas to protect her moment. In my art style, Weiss is more angular, thin and elegant with long legs, while being very short, which is already canon. Did you know she's actually 150 centimeters? She is tiny! For comparison, that's only 3 centimeters taller than Neo! No wonder she's so snippy, girl is like a chihuahua. And no wonder she risked breaking her ankles by fighting in heels. As the meme lords say, Whitley took the height, Winter took the stacks, and all Weiss got was emotional damage. Weiss feels like the type to wear designer dresses while going out to grab a burger with a friend. I swear to god, the details on her outfit kill me. All the lace and filigree. Girl, you're fighting Grimm, not starting a fashion line. Hold up, overthink it time. She is a Schnee. Let's assume her outfit is made by some kind of sponsor of SDC, another way to flex their connections in high society. Of course, the Schnee heiress will have to look like a 20 under 20 model even with slaying monsters. Let's be honest, Jack probably turned her fighting to become a huntress into a commercial for the brand anyway. What's another pretty dress to fight in, especially if she was able to at least partially choose what it would look like. Tangent over, back to details. All the splash art from different mediums has a different way of depicting her belt, scarf, wrap thing, so I give it this checkerboard cutout pattern, with little fancy tassels on the end as a reference to her original sleeve design. And yes, the chest name coming in early. And I didn't even bother torturing myself with drawing all the lace. I just used 2 of my fancy brushes and called it done, lol. It looks close enough. For a moment doing sketching, I did try if I could draw it out by hand, and when I did, I decided nope, not doing that. And then still did a lot of detailing during rendering. Oh, also you might have noticed that I'm not using that 3D models as references. Yes, because they're kinda ugly and ironically lack detail, at least for now. I really do prefer concept art and splash art to most of the designs. There are some things that you just can't transfer to models that are possible in 2D art. I don't know how to explain it, just vibes. I'll show it more clearly when we get to Ruby's Mistral mold, which shits night and day. Maybe it's because it's the difference of one commercial illustration to a constant use model. A lot of games with 3D characters and splash art have that problem too. Just look at the mess Genshin is doing with the in-game models, bruh. Also, I don't know why I kept drawing the PJ designs and leaving them as sketches. They got deleted in the end. Practice maybe? I don't remember. Okay, another overthinking moment that goes back to last one. It's interesting how detailed her combat outfit is and how plain and boring her nightgown is. It's literally just a gradient nightdress with ruffles, not any patterns or embroidery. I really do be cooking something on the whole designer collab thought. And while in Tangent Land, so Weiss is like very fucking famous. So I wonder what people thought of her scar. I'm sure Jacques would suppress any article speculating that he did this to her. I mean, technically he did since he made a test, but people would still be wondering what happened to her eye. Imagine she was pressured to hide it with makeup, but the doctor that was taking care of her injury, probably Klein, insisted that they couldn't do that and risk an infection. And she could use it as another form of rebellion, a little caught in the picture-perfect image. I don't know why, but I keep picturing Weiss as a model. Maybe because of the IRL senior to model pipeline we got going on. Back to speed paint, I really wanted to add some color to a girl. Like, her name is White Snow, but it doesn't mean she has to literally be glowing from the pastiness of everything on her. When I rewatch early volumes, I get jump scared by the red on her jacket when it pops into my vision. It's so bright, standing out against all the whiteness. Maybe that's why her next outfit's leaned into more of grays and blues, huh? Here she has a yellowish undertone with pink and purple, and her hair has a purple hue to its shadows. I briefly considered adding red to the inside of her sleeves too, make it a lining layer, but it would have been too much, so I stuck with the original white. Weiss really feels like someone who would put her dust in color order, and inside that order sorted out by weight, cut, and taste. I feel like she and Ruby would get along on that front. But maybe it's just my artistic need to sort things into neat piles speaking for her. Yan would mess with Weiss by putting them out of order, maybe not messing them out completely, but just slightly, and it would drive Weiss crazy. In fairness, Yan would drag Weiss down to earth to the common man any chance she gets. Not maliciously, but in a friendly way, getting her out of her fancy shell. I like to imagine them going on the morning jogs together. They tried to get Blake and Ruby on board with it too, but Blake threw a pillow at them, and Ruby just circled around the room with her semblance, gave them a deadpan glare, and flopped back to sleep. Weiss also seems most likely like the one who would start flicking out over cleanliness, especially all the hair everywhere. If I have to get hair out of the shower during this week again, I swear to dust I will make you eat it. Ew. Wait, why am I dragged into this? My hair is short. I mean, it seems mostly light, so you just sort it out. And I cleaned up after myself, unlike some people. That was one time! And I think that's it. Next time we'll go to Blake and finally try to address the fondness issue I've been dancing around until now. Is it somehow related to me drawing her in a bandana and shades? Mayhaps. Leave your text in the comments on if Weiss would dabble in modeling. And how do you think the public, the at least in high society, reacted to her scar? And I'll see you on the other side. Посмотрим, получится ли мне записать Weiss до того, как у меня закончится чай. Вот твоего мурчания на фоне не хватает, Рис. Что ты на меня смотришь, Рис? Если будешь мне мешать записывать, я тебя отсюда выставлю. In my art style, Weiss. In my art style, Weiss. In my art style, Weiss is more. Weiss is more. Фух, это первый кусочек. А остальное мы запишем после того, как я перезаварю чай. And yes, the cheese then. And yes, the chess name coming in early. Not cheese, chess. And yes, the cheese. Блядь, я теперь говорю cheese. Сама себя запутала, блин.